All right, y'all, we back with another reaction right here on ABP Reactions, and right now, this is a follow-up to a reaction we just did on Cartel Bo and the Murderwood, man. But right now, because of that video, they saying his hood is getting raided by the feds. Let's see what's going on.
Imagine being a rapper who calls his neighborhood the deadliest hood in Houston, and then the actual police publicly come on the internet and call you a liar. That's not a hypothetical. That literally happened. The Houston Police Officers Union badge-wearing, gun-carrying law enforcement went out of their way to log on to social media and tell the world that Cartel Bo is a fraud, that his hood ain't a hood, that the neighborhood he's been rapping about, building his whole image around, calling Murderwood, has had 2 murders. 2, not 20, not 200, 2. But here's where it gets real crazy, fam. Instead of just taking that L and moving on, Cartel Bo and his attorney fired back, went on live television, and announced they are suing the police for leaking his private home address to the public. So now we got a Houston rapper in a full-blown legal war with the cops who raided his music video set, got him locked up in federal prison, and are now allegedly putting his life at risk by doxing him. Y'all need to hear this whole story from the beginning, because nothing...
This nigga got on sandals on TV interview, dog.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Nigga, I can't take a nigga serious. That's on here talking about some police business, man, wearing sandals, man. We supposed to take you serious, man. You ain't taking this interview serious, bro, showing up in sandals, man.
Nothing about Cartel Bo's situation is simple. This man has been to federal prison, had ATF agents studying his music video frame by frame, cut off his own ankle monitor, and is still out here making moves, and now he's suing the people who came after him. Let me break it down for you. Before we get into all the drama, you need to understand who this man actually is. Because if you don't know Cartel Bo, you might sleep on how wild this whole situation really is. His government name is Warren Trammell Brown II. Born and raised in Houston, Texas. He moves in the streets affiliated with the 52 Hoover Gangsta Crips. And no, that ain't just a rap name thing. We'll get into that in a second. Now, Cartel Bo wasn't always on people's radar outside of Houston. He was doing what a lot of street rappers do. Posting on YouTube, dropping tracks on WorldStar, building a local following. Songs like Up and I Shoot First were making noise in the city. He had the energy, he had the street credibility, and he had the connections, including a relationship with Maxo Cream.
Shout out Maxo Cream, man. I'm really fucked, man, listen. It's kind of crazy that the police would come out and say, they ain't have a lot of murders, they only had 2 murders. Because it's kind of like you gaslighting them niggas to prove themselves. So that's kind of like weird by the police to come out and do that. Just say that. You gonna gaslight these niggas to prove themselves. Like, oh, you trying to say we ain't tough over here? Now they gonna go kill shit just to prove a point. If they ain't already doing it.
One of Houston's most respected names in rap. But here's the real tea. Cartel Bo's music wasn't just rap, it was documentation. Every bar was a window into a specific lifestyle, a specific set of streets, a specific way of living that not everybody gets to see up close. And that's exactly what made him dangerous to law enforcement, because the line between art and evidence is razor thin when you start filming what's really going on. And in 2018, that line disappeared completely. Okay, gang, this is where the story really starts.
Nigga, man.
March 2018, Cartel Bo and Maxo Cream decided to shoot a music video for their collab track, Hoova. Now, if you know anything about Houston rap videos at that time, you know they weren't pulling punches. No green screens, no rented mansions, no fake props. These nightways was shooting where they actually be at. So they set up the video shoot at Lakewood Park in Houston, and they pulled up deep. We're talking about 24 alleged members of the 52 Hoover Gangsta Crips, all on camera on a basketball court, right next to Hilliard Elementary School.
This video went viral as a motherfucker, man. But look at my boy Tank Top, though, man. Shout out Cartel Bo, but this Tank Top is kind of crazy, man.
With loaded guns, no cap, multiple loaded, real, actual firearms, on a basketball court next to a school, on camera, for a music video. Citizens in the area called the police. And when officers pulled up to the location, almost everyone scattered. They dipped, left the set, left the location, left everything behind. What they left behind, though? A dozen loaded firearms, some of them stolen. The music video dropped anyway, posted on WorldStar Hip Hop, and it went crazy.
Wait a minute, man. They left a dozen guns behind. Like, I hope they mean like the person got caught with the gun in that figure of speech. Like, I hope they don't mean like dropped the guns on the ground and ran. That's crazy, nigga. Like, imagine being the last nigga there. and you get caught, and 12 motherfucking niggas done left a gun there, and you gotta take the rap for all them guns. Oh, hell no, that's fucked up. I would be like, what the fuck?
Over 2 million views. And that's when law enforcement made their move, because now they had something they didn't have before, a visual record. A TF agents, that's the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives for y'all who don't know, sat down and went through that music video frame by frame. They paused it, zoomed in, identified who was holding what weapon, ran their criminal records, and started building cases. This is where it gets crazy for Cartel Bo specifically. He is a convicted felon. Convicted felon means legally you cannot possess firearms, no exceptions. And here he is on a public video on World Star Hip Hop with millions of views, holding not one, but 2 assault rifles. The feds had him dead to rights before he even knew what was happening. Cartel Bo got charged. Felon in possession of firearms. Federal charge, not local, federal. And on top of that, he caught an additional charge for threatening a police officer during his transport to jail. They booked him. Bond was set. He got out on bond and was put on an ankle monitor while he awaited trial. Here's what happened next. And y'all, this is the part that'll make you sit up straight in your chair. He cut off the ankle monitor and disappeared. Bro was on federal bond wearing a government-issued tracking device, and he cut it off and went ghost.
Damn. So this nigga was out here thugging. He was out here thugging. Listen, man, there are so many examples on the internet of what not to do when you're a criminal or when you're on probation, when you're on parole, as a rapper. Yet and still, it's always rappers who fall for the same shit every time. Like this right here should be an example. Do not shoot a video in your hood and name the song after your hood and have everybody in here that's on probation, parole, niggas that's on the run, holding up guns. They're gonna go in, they're gonna look, they're gonna identify, and fucking possibly put a RICO on your whole neighborhood. But I guarantee it's gonna be another rapper, even though this is going crazy and going viral, that's not gonna watch it, that doesn't care, and think it can't happen to them. And they're gonna do the same exact thing, and the same shit is gonna happen.
That is an automatic violation. That is, we are now hunting you down territory. And it tells you everything you need to know about where Cartel Bo's head was at. He wasn't about to sit around and wait for the federal government to decide his future. But the feds don't forget, they don't give up. And eventually, they caught up with him. When all was said and done, Cartel Bo pleaded guilty to being a felon in possession of a firearm. He was looking at up to 5 years in federal prison. And he did that time. He went in, did his bid, and came out the other side. 11 out of the 20 people charged in connection with the whole Hoova video situation ended up convicted in federal court. Let that sink in. A music video led to 11 federal convictions, and all because they filmed the reel. Now fast forward to 2024. Cartel Bo walks out of federal prison, and this man did not come home quiet. He signed to Warner Records, one of the biggest labels in the music industry. He dropped a project called Life After the Feds, It Get Better, and the title alone tells you everything about his mindset. He's framing his whole post-prison chapter as a survival story, a redemption arc, a testament to grinding through whatever the system throws at you. He linked back up with Houston's rap scene, collaborated with names like Slim Thug and that Mexican OT. He was getting his money, building his fan base back up, and positioning himself like a man who came through the fire and didn't get burned. And then someone decided to put a camera in his face and follow him back to the neighborhood. That someone was a documentary filmmaker named Tommy G.
Damn, man. Hey, reaction out right now. Tommy G video, go watch the original too. But the reaction is up on ABP Reactions right now, man. Make sure y'all watch that.
This is the chapter that blew everything wide open. Tommy G dropped a documentary called Murderwood Inside Houston's Deadliest Hood, and the concept was raw. Embed yourself in the Lakewood area of Houston alongside Cartel Bo, get up close to the lifestyle, show the streets how they actually are through the eyes of someone who actually lives them. The doc was gritty, it was authentic, it was unapologetic. It positioned Lakewood as one of Houston's most volatile, dangerous, and deadly neighborhoods. And it positioned Cartel Bo as the face of that world. And it went viral, over 1 million views. People across the country were watching this thing and treating it like a window into something real, something dangerous, something untouchable. The internet was eating it up. Hip-hop blogs picked it up. Social media was buzzing. Cartel Bo's profile was rising again. But the Houston Police Officers Union was watching too, and they were not happy about what they saw. Here's where it gets crazy, fam. For real, for real. The Houston Police Officers Union, an actual official law enforcement organization, decided they were going to respond to this documentary publicly.
That is crazy, y'all. For the police to go respond publicly, like they are really, like, your words impacted hard, Cartel Bo. Like, AKA, you got a target on your back, man. And I think you know that already. But if ever you was in doubt, this should show you. The fact that they're watching you, because it just came out like a week ago. The fact that they're watching you, watching every word, and then they go and do a public statement to denounce everything you said, like, bro, your words have power in that area. Be careful, man. They're going to try to get you out the paint. Be careful, man. Move smart.
Just issue a report, not just file something internally. They got on the internet and called Cartel Bo out. They questioned his credibility. They pushed back on the whole Murderwood narrative. Their argument? Nobody in Houston actually calls Lakewood Murderwood, and the area has had two murders. 2 murders does not make the deadliest hood in Houston. That's not a war zone, that's a neighborhood. Now let me be clear about what the police union was really doing here. They were publicly saying that Cartel Bo is manufacturing a street image that doesn't match reality, that he's taking a normal residential area, slapping a dramatic name on it, and building a rap persona off of fictional danger. Translation, they called him a fraud on the internet, with their government credentials behind it. But they didn't stop there. They also went public with the fact that Cartel Bo is currently on probation. And not just that, they highlighted that he has 4 domestic violence cases attached to his name.
God damn. Well, I be damned. Wow. So they like, okay, nigga, you want to make it seem like we ain't doing our job over here? We finna air you out. And let's say what we are doing our job on. We're arresting you for domestic violence. Not 1 time, not 2 times, not 3 times. But 4 times. What else? Oh, damn, nigga beefing with the police.
Think about that for a second. Law enforcement is publicly, deliberately broadcasting this man's legal history and personal life to millions of people online. And in the same breath, they're dismissing his street credibility. This is not normal behavior from a police union. This is targeted. This is a campaign. And Cartel Bo noticed. Cartel Bo and his attorney, Carl Moore, didn't take that lying down. They went on Fox 26's Isaiah Factor Uncensored, Houston's version of going on record publicly with a platform, and they addressed everything. First, Cartel Bo claimed that the Houston Police Department has been actively calling music venues and getting his shows canceled, not investigating crimes, not responding to complaints, picking up the phone, calling promoters and venue owners and telling them to cut off Cartel Bo's performances. And if that's true, and that's a big if because the police denied it, that is a direct financial attack on his career. That's
all right, so that raises a question. Would you move? If you're an artist in your city, the police clearly got a target on your back. The police clearly waiting for you to fuck up so they can take you down. They clearly just came out publicly, something police don't do, and just air you out over a YouTube vlog. Air out your criminal past, air all that shit out over a YouTube vlog, y'all. They stopping your show, stopping your money, won't let you shoot music videos. Would you stay? Or would you move? You know what I mean? Like, hold on. They trying to block all my money in my city. What are you doing? And if you're going to try to sue them, guess what? They only going to turn up the pressure on your ass. Y'all know how this shit go. I don't know. What do y'all suggest he should do here, man? Should he stay there and try to fight that battle? Or should he just pack it up and go to Atlanta? Go to Florida? Go to LA? What y'all think?
It's not policing, that's harassment. That's using the power of a badge to shut down someone's ability to make a living. The Houston Police Officers Union responded by calling those claims 100% false. They said they are not attacking him. They're only questioning the false narrative he's building around Lakewood. In their words, they're just setting the record straight about the neighborhood. But here's what really blew this up: the doxing allegation. Cartel Bo and attorney Carl Moore went on television and alleged that law enforcement leaked Cartel Bo's private home address to the public, his actual residential address, where he sleeps, where he lives. Let me make sure you understand what that means in the streets. If you're a rapper with beef, real beef, not rap beef, and someone puts your home address out there, that's not just an embarrassment. That's a potential death sentence. That's painting a target on your back for anyone who wants to find you.
Yeah.
And they're saying the police did it. And this is where the story shifts from a beef to a legal battle, and that changes everything. Attorney Carl Moore is filing suit. They're going after law enforcement for the alleged doxing of Cartel Bo's home address. This ain't just talking to the blogs. This is courtrooms, depositions, discovery, and putting everything on record under oath. Now in the legal world, doxing by law enforcement is extremely serious territory if it can be proven that officers or officials deliberately released private residential information to the public, especially knowing that it could endanger someone. That is a civil rights violation. That is
he got something there. If they aired out his address publicly, especially after I just did a hood vlog saying that everybody over here is killers, and obviously if everybody over here is killers, they got hella enemies, which mean I got enemies. Nigga, if y'all went on record and showed where I live, or said my address, showed my house, anything like that, nigga, you doxing me. Yeah, that nigga, you putting me in harm's way. I don't know. It feels like it's clear they want him out of there. They want him out of Houston, bro. By any means, this is like desperate from the police. It's giving like desperation. Like y'all responding to a YouTube vlog. You know what I mean? Y'all doing a public like news conference over a YouTube vlog. And then now y'all showing his house address. That's out of pocket.
a lawsuit with real teeth. And Cartel Bo's team clearly believes they have something. You don't go on Fox 26 with your lawyer and announce a lawsuit for PR, especially not when you're already under a microscope with 4 domestic violence cases and a probation situation hanging over your head. That's a calculated legal move. The police, for their part, haven't confirmed leaking anything, but the fact that this story made it to mainstream news, that a Fox affiliate picked it up, that the police union felt the need to publicly respond multiple times, tells you that something significant is happening here beyond just a rapper complaining about haters. Now, just when you thought this story couldn't get more complicated, it does. Recently, Cartel Bo and his baby mama were arrested in Houston. He was picked up on a warrant and she was charged with violating a protective order. So while all of this public war with the police union is going on, while the lawsuit is being discussed, while Cartel Bo is claiming he's being targeted and harassed, he and his baby mama catch a new arrest.
No fucking way. No fucking way. Dog, so ever since this vlog, you done got arrested again. See what I'm saying? Like, bro, listen, man. I gotta fight this from a distance, my nigga. I can't stay here. Look what I'm up against something that's bigger than me. It's big. They want you gone, bro. It's obvious they want you out of here. And I don't think in a way of like moving. They want you gone, bro. They want you in that slammer or they want you on the ground, my boy. That's the vibe it's giving. Like they putting you on a platter to serve you. Like they gonna set you up some type of way, man. Me personally, I would say, man, get the fuck from up out of there, man. Fuck that shit. Don't be too prideful, overly prideful, because nigga playing with the police. You haven't seen this with, like, police doing this in y'all city, have y'all? I don't got no rappers in LA. I could say LAPD went on a conference live after YouTube vlogs. No. They haven't done that for no rappers out here. That's big. That's crazy.
And this is the part that the police union will point to and say, see, this isn't harassment, this is accountability. But here's what y'all need to understand. Whether you think Cartel Bo is completely right or completely wrong about the police targeting him, the arrest of him and his baby mama doesn't automatically invalidate the doxing allegation. Both things can be true at the same time. He can have legal issues and law enforcement can have overstep. That's what makes this so messy. There's no clean good guy and bad guy in this story. This is a war between two sides that both have ammunition. Okay, let me pull back and look at this from 30,000 feet because there's a bigger pattern here that a lot of people are missing. This is not the first time law enforcement has gone out of their way to publicly engage with and undermine a rapper's credibility. We saw it with NWA. We've seen it with Tekashi 6ix9ine. We've seen it with Boozy Badazz. There is a documented history of law enforcement agencies, local PDs, federal bureaus, prosecutors, using a rapper's music, image, and public persona against them in both the court of law and the court of public opinion. What makes the Cartel Bo situation unique is that the police union isn't just using this as evidence in a courtroom. They're engaging directly on social media. They're going on the record questioning his credibility. And
that is crazy. This is really fucking crazy. Like, look at the names. Well, Eazy-E was the one that struck me. Like, if you understand how the police revolted against NWA, like canceling their shows, they wasn't allowed to perform certain records. Fuck the police. You know what I mean? And that, like, for that to be happening in 2026 with an artist Because Cartel Bo, like his music ain't the biggest records. Like we don't hear it out here on the West Coast like that. You know what I mean? It's not going crazy in the clubs, going crazy on radio. But for the police to feel like we got to give this much attention to him says a lot. His words are powerful out there. For them to feel like, damn, this nigga, he went on his vlog with Tommy G, we got to respond. That's not what police do. Like, what the fuck, over a vlog? So that says a lot. And that's like, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I think you in a battle that I don't know. They're gonna get you out the paint. I hope you get from up out of there, man. Get from up out of there, man. Go to Atlanta, man.
Way that sounds less like official law enforcement communication and more like street beefing. The police are beefing with a rap on the internet about whether his neighborhood is really that dangerous, and now that rapper is suing them. Meanwhile, Cartel Bo is sitting on probation with 4 domestic violence cases, a new arrest, and a documentary that the whole city is talking about. His label, Warner Records, is watching all of this unfold. His tour dates are allegedly getting canceled. His career momentum from the post-prison comeback is being directly disrupted. But is it being disrupted by law enforcement targeting him, or is it being disrupted by his own choices and the legal consequences that follow? That's the question nobody can fully answer right now, except the courts. Here's the thing about Cartel Bo's situation that connects to something way bigger than one rapper from Houston. Hip-hop has always walked this line between documentation and glorification, between telling the truth about where you come from and being held legally responsible for that truth, between representing your hood authentically and having that representation used as evidence against you. The Hoova video being analyzed frame by frame by the ATF, that was documentation becoming prosecution. The Murderwood documentary being publicly challenged by the police union, that's art becoming a credibility trial in real time. And the doxing allegation, if proven, represents something that should concern every artist in every genre.
What I did see, and I think this is what they're talking about, I did see on the internet, this was like the day after I did the reaction, when we reacted to it together. It was a photo on Instagram, and it said like, Cartel Bo doesn't even live in that hood. He lives in basically like the suburbs or some shit. And it was like him in front of a house. So maybe it might be that picture, because that picture was on the internet, on Instagram. So if the police is the ones who put that picture out, that's probably what he means. You doxed my house. It was a picture of him in front of a house. They were saying this is where he really lives at. So if that came out from the police, I would understand that. I would understand. I don't know. Let me know if y'all know.
If law enforcement can release your private home address as a form of retaliation against someone they've publicly deemed a troublemaker, that's a constitutional problem. That's a First Amendment problem. That's way bigger than Cartel Bo. No cap, the outcome of this lawsuit could set a precedent for how law enforcement is allowed to engage with artists who document street life.
Right.
Real recognize real. And what's real here is this. Cartel Bo's story is about survival at every level. Survival in the streets, survival in the federal system, survival in the music industry, and now survival in a public war with the people who have badges and guns. The feds came for him once, and he went to prison. Now they've allegedly put his address on the street, and he's going to court. So where does all this leave us? Cartel Bo is out of prison, he's on probation, he's got new music, a major label deal, and a viral documentary. He's also got 4 domestic violence cases, a recent arrest, a lawsuit in the works, and a police union that is publicly calling him a fraud on the internet. This man's life is a full season of television compressed into 2 years. What I will say is this: the Houston Police Officers Union publicly engaging with and attempting to undermine a rapper's credibility is a level of weird that we need to pay attention to. Whether Cartel Bo is telling the truth about Murderwood being dangerous, whether he really is from the streets or the suburbs, whether the police really leaked his address, those are questions that the courts and time will answer. But the fact that this is even a conversation we're having, that a rapper and a police union are in a public war that's making mainstream news and heading to a courthouse, that tells you everything about where we are in 2025 in America. The streets are watching, the courts are watching, and y'all better believe Cartel Bo is watching too. Drop a comment.
Damn, man, what the fuck? Shout out Cartel Bo. Damn, brother. It's crazy how fast the headlines could change when it's about your name, when it's on you, man. Cartel Bo was just in the headlines for being the nigga leading the charge with Unc from Destination Smokehouse. And he was the one leading the charge about, we gonna get him a a barbecue shop out here in Houston. And that was, everybody was like, oh yeah, that's dope, man. Shout, hey, Cartel Bo, that's beautiful what you doing. How can we donate? Da 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 da. They started to GoFundMe link for him, for Unc and all that shit. I think that shit up to like 100,000 right now or something. But long story short, that was the headline. Like, he was associated with Unc, and it was in a positive light. Like, you gonna help him get a restaurant. And then from there, he goes and do the Tommy G video. And it's crazy, because now that I'm thinking about it, at the end of the Tommy G video, I said it when I reacted to it. I was like, I don't know if this is a good look for you. I don't know if this is what you wanted. Because he was saying some shit. And I'm like, anytime somebody goes on record saying those type of things, it always causes backlash from the police or from the feds, or you put somebody on the map. You put your hood on the map and you highlight it to where people gonna start researching and looking at it now. And that's what happened in this. They keyed in on you. Let's expose that he got domestic violence arrests. Let's expose this. He ain't really from here. Let's expose blah 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 blah. Well, he don't really live here. He lives in the suburbs. Let's expose that. But the one thing that catches me off guard is the police bragging like, oh, it's not a lot of murders here. It's only 2. Like, y'all weak hood. Like, that's like gaslighting. You know what I mean? Because I don't know how many murders is out there, how many murders going on in Murderwood. I don't think he would just coin it Murderwood if they only had 2 murders. And if they only had 2 murders, that's actually a good thing, right? Like, why would you say like that's a bad thing? Like, that's actually a good thing. Shit. It probably used to be Murderwood because we used to have a lot of murders, and right now, but he's talking about overall when he did that vlog. Shit, he said, I grew up with these niggas. I got niggas I'm with. That's, if 3 murders is a serial killer, I got a lot of serial killers I know. You know what I'm saying? And that line, when he said that in the reaction, I was like, he shouldn't have said that. And look what happens. It ain't even been 2 weeks, man. Damn, man. This is bad, y'all. This is bad. Cartel Bo, I think they're out to get you, brother. I think we all can see they're out to get you, brother. You know what I mean? And now you're taking them to court. This is very dangerous what you're doing. We stand with you, though, brother. We stand with you, man. And we hope you win this situation. But I would advise you, brother, keep your head on swivel and move accordingly. One slip up, they gonna get you, brother. They gonna get you. Rather, they might plant some shit on your car. They might plant some shit in your house. Who knows? These police be dirty as a motherfucker, man. But I don't know. You against a cold machine, man. The HPD. You know what I mean? More power to you, big dog. But let me know what y'all think about this situation. I'm gonna give y'all 2 seconds to smash a like. And as always, get ready for the next reaction.